Hello everyone, welcome back to True Oracle Tarot. This reading is for Gemini for week ending November 15, 2025. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video if you feel connected to this reading or know anyone who may need to hear this message. Also, it tells the algorithm to push the video out to reach others who may need to hear this reading. Thank you. I hope you're doing well, Gemini. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry about my camera angle. Further than normal today. Okay. You have the Eight of Swords. This week, Gemini, I'm just doing an experiment to see, doing weeklies for the 12 signs, just to see, how it resonates with people. I may go back to the weekly pick a stack and then just the monthly until the channel grows a little bit more. You have the Two of Swords, the Five of Wands, Page of Swords. Also, if you have a comment, feel free to leave it. I will respond. The Knight of Swords and the Tower. Hi, Gemini. This card, the Eight of Swords, is about feeling trapped. Trapped, restricted, perhaps even victimized, either by, by one's own thoughts, believe it or not, or external circumstances. Okay, you might be the one keeping yourself in this situation though, Gemini. Negative thinking and allowing yourself to be paralyzed by fear. Okay. The Eight of Swords is telling you to break free from limiting beliefs, okay, or situations that is holding you back. Try to pull away from overthinking. Sometimes we panic over little things and we overthink, and and it keeps us stuck in fear, and don't really reassess the situation. See why are you worrying? Why are you overthinking? What do you fear? Sometimes you don't want to manifest that sort of negativity and fear. You don't want that. You need to switch it up. Okay, so every time you find yourself, you catch yourself thinking negative, switch it up into something positive. All right, and then talk to yourself if you need to and figure out why are you feeling this way. You need to stop. Right, command yourself to stop. Don't let your subconscious rule you. You don't, it doesn't own you, you own it. Okay, so you must discipline it. Must discipline that your subconscious. Stop bringing up these negative thoughts. Okay, And it's weird because you have the Ten of Pentacles. So, you know, if hopefully the negative thoughts is not about money, because the Ten of Pentacles represent long-term stability. You know, it's the wealth card, basically. You know, the Ten of Pentacles depicts long-term security and inheritance also, and the fulfillment of one's goals, right? It also talks about you having a solid foundation, of have worked very hard to create a solid foundation. You know, your efforts are leading to a secure future, Gemini. You know, perhaps the wealth is through inheritance, you know, family, business, long-term investments. But you at least have this coming. Okay, so if you're worried about money, know that, you know, things are going to change. You know, and you're going to step into your Ten of Pentacles. It is the wealth card. And the Two of Swords is a crossroads card. So you'll have to make a decision. You know, a decision needs to be made. You know, so stop dragging your feet. If you are dragging your feet, sometimes we know we procrastinate. We know we have to do something, and we just don't want to. It's not that we don't want to do it. It's the act of doing it that is dreadful. You know, or maybe it takes a long time, and we would much rather do something else, which sometimes is usually nothing. So, you know, stop dragging your feet, stop procrastinating, and get on it. You know, you're going to be weighing your options. Weigh your options carefully, okay? And consider the consequences of each choice. Think about the people around you also, right? The choices that we make in life, sometimes we make it for our greater good, but we forget we're responsible for others also. So we have to think about how our choices are going to impact them and their lives. Okay, so you'll be working on overcoming that, all right? The card is also encouraging you to not to get stuck, okay? So don't get stuck here, Gemini. Weigh your pros and cons and move on, please. And you arrive at Five of Wands, the Five of Wands energy, which is could be a conflict or some type of competition. Perhaps you're in a relationship and you just met someone, and there's been another person there, or a person from the past. There's some sort of power struggle, a clash of personalities. Could be something at work, and if it is at work, you must be very careful. Okay, this could be a romantic rivalry also. Okay, this card often appears in a reading when there's some type of disagreements or challenges, okay, that you need to overcome or you need to address. Right? You can't run away from these things. You have to deal with them, because it will never go away. And it encourages you to stand up for yourself, okay, but expect a lack of cooperation from the next person, from, you know, and some pettiness. You know, however, maintain control and your class. All right, keep it classy. Page of Swords. You know that the Page of Swords represents curiosity. Okay, also communication, and also your desire to learn something new. It's also it could be also a new message that's coming coming your way, something probably you're expecting. You know, the card is also encouraging you to explore and investigate your situation further before you act. Okay? Sometimes the overthinking causes us to make decisions or do things that we shouldn't do, or that is not warranted. So remain calm, okay? And assess the situation before you go forward or do anything that you'll regret. Here's the Knight of Wands. You know, the Knight of Wands is an action card. Knight of Wands symbolizes energy and enthusiasm. He's on his horse. He's just ready to go. He's ready to, plunge into battle. Also the Knight of Wands is, is very charming, funny, a free thinker with a drive to move forward. All right? Pursue your passions, Gemini, and take risk if you need to, but not unnecessary risk. Take control of your life, right? Take back your life, take control of it. You'll also motivate people around you. You'll lead the way forward, set a good example for those who look up to you, Gemini. And you arrive at the Tower card. The Tower card, it talks about sudden change. It tells you sudden change is coming, an ending, destruction and chaos. However, not every tower represents tragedy. If the surrounding cards are positive, the Knight, you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Okay. Also, the Page of Wands is not a negative card. It's a positive card. It's a card of curiosity. Okay. The Tower can simply represent big change. Okay. It can indicate that a situation in your life is about to change dramatically, possibly, remember, with every end there's a new beginning, Gemini. A new beginning for growth, new things. It also, it's forcing you to control your fears, confront your truths, and, rebuild from the ashes. Sometimes when we rebuild, it's much better because we've been through a phase in our life and we've learned our lessons, right? And we know what not to do. You'll rebuild stronger. Just remember also, Gemini, that Mercury is your ruling planet and it's in retrograde. You might find yourself revisiting old conversations, all right? Or reconnecting with past people, past acquaintances, past lovers. This is a great time also to seek closure and resolve any issues that you may have that's lingering from the past. Be mindful of your communications though, okay? As misunderstandings can easily occur during this time. Choose your words carefully. Don't act or speak out of anger, okay? I'm sending positive vibes to you, Gemini. Thank you for stopping by.